Thanks for staying with us. And Bill O'Reilly in a personal story segment tonight. 17-year-old Taylor Beal was last seen on September 5th at Virginia Commonwealth University outside of Richmond. A month later, her body was found in a secluded area, and suspicion immediately turned to 38-year-old Ben Foley. Apparently had some kind of relationship with Taylor. Foley has not yet been charged, but has made some bizarre statements, and the word is a grand jury will soon indict him. Joining us now from Washington is Janet Pellicera, Taylor's mom, and her attorney, George Peterson. Our condolences to your family, Ms. Pellicera. We want to try to prevent this from happening again to any American family, any American teenager like your daughter. And that's why we have you on. Did you know anything about this Foley? Did you know that Taylor was involved with him?
I did not know that they were anything beyond casual acquaintances.
All right, because 1738, how much did you know about Foley, and what was she telling you, Taylor telling you about him?
That she had met him when she went to visit VCU with her friend. Her friend Mike Sino has an apartment there, and Ben Foley was a roommate of his. And she said he was 38, had a family in Pennsylvania, a couple little kids. And so with that, I took it that he was there for a couple classes and was on his way back home. I had no idea that he was a amateur, or posed as a amateur photographer and liked little girls.
Now, there have been reports, I don't know whether they're true, but they're certainly widely distributed, that your daughter had a physical relationship with him, maybe even a boyfriend-girlfriend thing. Do you know anything about that?
I have been told by several of her best girlfriends that they did have an intimate relationship once, that after that she was not interested, and she would just consider them to be friends.
All right, so they still maintained an internet friendship. Did you know if they saw each other on occasion?
They did not see each other from April until Taylor went to VCU in August.
All right, so you're sure they didn't see each other in that period of time?
Positive.
Now, was it disturbing to you when you learned that your daughter had had a relationship with this guy?
It made me want to, yeah, it was sickening to know that a 38-year-old man would do this to a 17-year-old child.
Did you tell that to Taylor, and what was her response?
Oh, no. Taylor didn't tell me. I didn't find out about this until she went missing. Oh,
so you didn't know anything about their physical relationship until after she went missing? Do you think this was a stalking situation, that this guy just was obsessed and took her out and killed her because of that reason?
Absolutely. I think Taylor rejected him, and he has a history of obsession with women, and I think that once she said, you know, I don't want to have anything to do with you sexually, then he did become obsessive and murder her for that reason.
Now, if she had come to you early on and said that she was involved with this guy, perhaps she'd be alive today because you could have advised her. Why do you think she didn't come to you?
You 17-year-old girls don't tell their mother everything. If I had known that she had any kind of intimate relationship with him, she wouldn't have gone to VCU at all.
Because he was still hanging around?
Yes.
What kind of a girl was she? Was she an adventurous kind of girl? Because usually if they're adventurous, they get more prone to get involved with this kind of stuff.
No, she wasn't adventurous. She was a homebody. She was a good student. She was bright. She was beautiful. She liked going to the local coffee house and listening to live music. She worked at Starbucks. She was
So not a defiant child, not a rebel?
No, she was late once on her curfew. I mean, she followed the rules. At midnight was her curfew. She was late once by 5 minutes.
You know what's interesting? This is very similar to the Natalie Holloway case, because Natalie Holloway, by all accounts, is very well behaved, a good student, and just one night fell in with these three, and boom, she's gone. And it looks like this was a one-time deal, as you say, with this Foley guy, and boom, she's gone. Very, very discouraging, and I think that people have to know this to advise their children that you got to, it only takes one time. Now, Counselor, we're waiting for this Foley to be indicted, and what do you think is going to happen?
We do expect that he will be indicted shortly, and probably out of Matthews County, Virginia, where Taylor was found.
And it's going to be a grand jury indictment, first-degree murder, because Virginia is a capital punishment state.
It certainly is. I think that it probably will be a first-degree murder count, and probably, in addition, we would see rape and abduction as well.
The indications are that he stalked her and just grabbed her because she wouldn't cooperate with him, correct?
Well, I'm not sure that's the indication at this point, but this is a man that has a very violent past with women that he's been involved with. There have been reports that he's choked ex-girlfriends, assaulted other ex-girlfriends, broken into their homes, and things of that like. So this man's a very dangerous man towards women. It's unclear as to exactly how this occurred to us at this point, but we're hopeful we'll get that information as the
because there have been
on.
reports that this guy is, now told police that he did bury her and all of this business. And
he has admitted that she died at his hands at this point. We don't believe, and he's basically said it was an accident, but we're highly skeptical of that claim.
Right. One more question for you, Mrs. Pellicera, and again, our condolences to you and your family. This is terrible. The Internet, did that play any role in this?
I imagine she talked to him online, but for her murder, I would say no. I would say no.
All right. So you don't believe that she became obsessed or he became obsessed because of the back and forth on the Internet?
I can't speak for him, but for her, I would say no.
All right. Ms. Pellicera, thanks very much for your counsel. We appreciate it. And we do expect that indictment of Foley to come down shortly.